Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you those of you that are watching the replay. We are back for mini readings, and it just so happens to be a Friday night, which was my usual night that I did mini readings. Maybe I'll go back to Fridays. We'll see. But either way, I'm excited. If you want to get on the list, you can send $25 to my PayPal. There's a link in the description below. And we have Raven on the list, and then the list is open. So I recommend getting on it as soon as possible so that so that I know that there's more people waiting for it. And yes, so excited. So before we start though, before we actually get going, and I'm going to give it a couple minutes for people to come in and everything, I do want to share some awesome announcements. And if you're watching the replay, then I hope you enjoy the information that I'm about to share. So I want to actually tell you about a sale that I'm having, and I'm going to go on my website and then share the screen so I can make this more fun than me just like talking. Oh, but I think I'm going to have to switch the Wi-Fi over here. While I do this, I do want to invite you to please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, make sure that you download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It also enters you into my email list, and that's where I send out the weekly moon magic report, where I also send out the information about any workshops that are coming up, important events that are coming up. We do have a Sedona retreat that is literally next week. If you happen to want to join us at the last minute, freaking come hang out with us. May 18th through the 21st. It's going to be freaking amazing. I am getting really excited about that. And it's my very first retreat that I'm leading by myself. Second retreat ever, but first retreat that I'm leading by myself. And super excited about it. It's called the Moon Goddess Sedona Retreat. And we will be doing, my husband and I will be leading another retreat in August for the Lionsgate, which is going to be super amazing. It's going to be a co-ed retreat. So both men and women welcome to that retreat in August also will be in Sedona. So let's see. Let's share the screen here. And I can show you the sale that I'm actually having. So Mother's Day is just around the corner, and I was inspired to have a sale. And the sale is actually half off, and I chose 3 different types of readings that are half off, and also everything on my Etsy store is half off, and I'm actually wearing some of the jewelry, which I'll show you in a moment. So here we go. Turning the screen over. So the first reading that's actually on sale is the Aquarian Astrology reading. The regular price is $222, half off. So now it's just $111. And the Aquarian Astrology reading is based off of the ancient Atlantean way of understanding astrology. It's not your typical astrology reading where we look at your natal chart and I give you all the information. This reading is very interactive and requires that you look into 12 aspects of yourself, 12 past or current relationships. So we spend the first hour overlaying your chart, these relationships onto your chart, and each of the 12 houses. And the second hour, I describe what it all means. And so the reading is great for understanding soul contracts and how relationships affect your physical, emotional, mental, and energetic health and well-being. And if you go to my website, channelforgrace.com, there's a link to watch a video that gives you more information about it, but it is half off right now. The other reading that I have half off is the extended starseed reading. So I usually recommend, I have 2 starseed readings. One of them is called Starseed Ancestry Reading, and the new one is called the Extended Starseed Reading. And I recommend usually getting the Starseed reading first, but I realize that they're both very different. So it honestly doesn't matter which one you get first. So if you haven't had a Starseed reading and you want to get this one because it's on sale, please do so. I have actually had 2 people do that already. But in the Extended Starseed Reading, I dive into new starseed markings in your chart, exploring the mythology and the qualities of the starseed markings. And the cool thing about this extended reading is I go into Hathor, Kali Ma, these are all asteroids, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Set, and how you embody these energies. And again, this is ancient Atlantean wisdom. I also go into your Venus phase that you were born into, as well as the Venus star point, and how that influences your life, your dharma. I also cover your prenatal and lunar and solar eclipses, which is basically how the energy that your soul chose to incarnate through. And these were the eclipses basically that happened when you were in the womb. So really powerful points in time where your soul was influenced coming into the world. And any Venusian starseed markings in your chart, which give you connections to Hathor and the goddess. And if you don't know Hathor, she was one of the main goddesses in ancient Egypt, but also ancient Atlantis. She's known as the cow goddess. And we learned in the temple of Dendera, which is the temple of Hathor, all of astrology. So she's like the mother, the Milky Way, the universe, the cosmos. It's a really beautiful energy to connect to. And the last reading that's on sale half off is my Akashic Record reading, which is basically going into the Akashic Records. You ask whatever questions you want to ask, and then we can use cards, we can use astrology, we can look at soul contracts. The Akashic Record reading is very open-ended, and it's basically whatever channels through, whatever message channels through. There's specific instructions for that, and also a video that you can watch that gives you more information about the reading itself if you've never had one. So all of those are on sale. And the other thing I want to show you as well before we dive in is the Etsy store. So everything in the Etsy store is half off, and the sale goes from today, the 12th, all the way through the 17th. So you have quite a bit of time. I'm actually wearing these earrings right now, the Merkaba rose quartz earrings. They're usually $112, but they're now $56, and they are literally one of my favorite earrings of all time. They have little Merkabas. This is the 2 tetrahedrons pointing up, pointing down, and they have rose quartz on them as well. So these are actually my favorite types of earrings. Let's see, a couple of other things. I do have some awesome bolo bracelets and lots of earrings as well. And look at that. These earrings right here, these Ankh earrings are only $22. I'm wearing also one of these rose charm necklaces. And I also wanted to show you that I have the very famous serpent goddess headpieces, and they are all half off. So let's find a good one let's do this rainbow moonstone one. I'm going to just show the bigger picture of it. So here it is. These are amazing. These are so powerful for meditation. I have both the serpent on them and then also the cross. And I like to call this either the Mother Mary cross or Magdalene cross. It's got the rose. So the rose and the cross, it's a very ancient symbol and super freaking amazing. And these, I wear my headpiece when I'm doing rituals, ceremonies, when I'm meditating. It really changes the frequency and it helps to activate your third eye and the crown chakra as well. And it's like a protection shield for the higher chakra. So anyways, there's a lot more stuff here to look at. Of course, I also have my starseed blends, and as soon as this picture uploads, we'll be able to see them. But this is where you can find them as well, and they are only $22 right now. So it's taking its own sweet time. We'll wait for that for a second. Well, there's one of them, Orion. Look how cool. I took these pictures in Sedona, and yeah, they're pretty amazing. Each of them aligns with starseed energy. And if you know which starseed energies are in your chart, if you get the starseed reading, you will know which one of these you have activated. And you will also be able to wear the essence, the flower essence, the essential oil essence that aligns us with the frequency of this specific starseed family. So a lot of fun stuff that I wanted to share. So the sale goes through the 17th and I hope that you get to enjoy it. So let me actually say hi to everybody that's in the chat. Hello, Raven. And Jill and everyone that's watching. You guys are blowing up the chat. I love it. Maria is also here. Welcome in. If you have the code retreat next year, I want Chris and I to come. He hasn't responded yet, but yes, totally. That would be amazing. I was going to ask that question. Oh, about the retreat next year. Yes. Okay. So we're going to start with Raven. We are ready for your question. And I don't think anyone else is on the list. So if you want to get a reading tonight, then make sure to get on the list. You can do so by sending $25 to my PayPal. And once you do, I will call your name and we will do your reading in order. So Raven you wanted a progress chart reading, right? So go ahead and put up your astrology information in the chat, and I will, while you do that, I will pull up the chart. I also have some pretty cool oracle cards with me tonight. We have the alchemy cards, which have been just phenomenal, the messages that are coming through. And I have this other new deck that I am just freaking obsessed with. A lot of starseed energy in this deck. Okay, so here we go. Let me go into my astrology program and we can begin entering Raven's information. So we've got 2784, 836. Okay. I think I got it all right. Let's hit go. And so the second chart, we're going to do a subsidiary chart, secondary progressions for today. And here we are. For those of you that are new to progressions, progressions are actually one of the coolest astrology readings that you can do because it's all about life stages. What phase, what stage are you in life? It's kind of an energy that is really important when you look at the moon and the phases of the moon. That's sort of like the big part of a progress chart reading. But it really gives you insight into whether you're in a phase in your life where you're kind of waxing or waning, literally, or reaching some kind of powerful culmination. So I see here that your sun is in Capricorn, and the sun moves pretty slow in the progress chart. So it's been in Capricorn for a while, but you were born with sun in Sag. So you have you've evolved, right? Progressions are evolution and evolutionary energy within our personality. And then I also see that you have your progressed moon in the sign of Scorpio. It's currently at 15 degrees. And that's about 15. So Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, 2 signs away is a sextile. And also because we watch the moon, the movement of the moon in a progress chart, we can see that the moon is coming up behind the sun. Eventually the moon will meet with the sun and activate a new moon phase. So what we're looking at here is you are in this, you're after the last quarter square between that and the new moon, which means that technically you're going through a balsamic phase, which is the phase that is all about letting go, releasing, moving on. Life starts to really shift and change because you start making important decisions about what no longer serves me, what do I need to make space for, and so a lot of things start falling away. And when you reach that new moon phase, that's you will have released and let go of all those things that no longer serve you, and the new moon starts a whole new cycle, and the cycle is 28 and a half years. So these are long cycles. The other thing that is happening here in your chart is that whatever sign the moon is in is really, really important because that tells you the energy that you're experiencing. And this is a 2.5 year cycle that you are literally exactly at the midway point. So Scorpio is all about also release, tower moments, the heaviness of life. Could be dealing with like literal death or symbolic death, right? The shamanic death rituals. It's very heavy energy. The fact that this moon is going to be passing over your south node in Scorpio means that emotionally there's going to be a lot of purging because Scorpio is really a powerful energy of purging. So you will feel right now you're feeling the purge. You're like literally going through a lot of intense purging, and a lot of it is also linked or connected to the 4th house, which is the house of the home and family. So you're feeling this intensity. You might be also dealing with past life, karmic things that have to do with family. And that could be dealing with actual relationships or you yourself processing things that happened and purging, letting go, moving on. It's a mutative energy. Scorpio is the mutation. So whatever comes out on the other side is nothing like what was originally there. So this is powerful, right? Because when you get on the other side, when you surrender to the symbolic death, you also are actually making space and making it easier on yourself. Because this can definitely be a challenging time. It's important to obviously take care of yourself, do a lot of self-care, and surrender. Surrender to whatever is moving and wanting to shift and end and release and let go from your life. That is huge theme right now. If I start moving forward, I can tell you basically how much time you have until this full moon phase. And so we're going to move forward. And like I said, it takes a long time. However, we're going to have the moon exactly on your south node March of next year. The moon will enter Sag in a year, basically, June of next year. So a year and a month from now, you will end this Scorpio energy and you will move into Sag, which is a lot more about expressing the fire, expanding, right? Expanding and like traveling with your heart, with your soul, with your body even. But Sag is like a lot of expansion and growth and spiritual integration, while Scorpio is a lot of releasing and letting go and like dying to be reborn. And so then you'll go through that phase of the moon through Sag. And eventually in 2026, the moon will enter into the sign of Capricorn and then continue moving forward. This is actually a big deal because, and I know we're going way into the future, but it's kind of fun to look at this. In 2028, your progressed sun is going to change. And that's going to feel like a strong shift. It's going to change into Aquarius. So the theme of, for example, anyone that has a sun in Aquarius is like the evolution of your soul reaches this place of like connecting with others, being open to all of the new like groups, the new networks, the technology. Like you will feel more as if you have evolved to a place of like sharing of yourself with the world, and how that gives you back a lot as well. And then what's crazy is that I'm already looking at this, and your new moon that's going to happen November of 2028, in a few years, will happen at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And I want to actually look at what's going to happen here, because this also means that Pluto is going to be right there in Aquarius. I want to see where he's going to be at that time. So Pluto is going to be at 6 degrees of Aquarius. And we're already going to have felt a lot of Aquarius energy coming through Pluto. So a lot of big changes like seeing collectively in the world. And he's going to be 6 degrees away, which is still within the orb of a conjunction. So it's going to be a crazy, wild new beginning for you. There's going to be that theme, and it's all going to happen in your 6th house of being present. So life will really bring you into the present moment, and life will really ask you to be grounded so that you can actually like be grounded so that you can share, right? Like self-care so that you could, yeah, exactly. Right. Here comes that book. Exactly. And this is also about taking care of your health. You know, the journey of Aquarius is going to be a journey of like a new you, a new life, a new energy, a new world. So it's going to be kind of wild, but lots and lots of cool energies with that for sure. I think that's actually really interesting. But right now, if we go back to where we were, right now you're dealing with Scorpio moon and a balsamic moon. So just focus on that because it's going to be continuing on for the next few years. And when the moon enters into Sag, you'll feel the shift of I'm still letting go, but I'm making, but the letting go is actually helping me to expand. So yeah, right now focus on Scorpio moon. It's going to be a big deal to make sure that you are, you know, definitely taken care of. And Scorpio moon, progressed moon is actually kind of a gnarly one to go through. I remember when I went through mine, it was just heavy And there's a lot that just kept like happening over and over that really kind of like tested me and like really made me like change. There was a lot of like change, like things dying, right? The butterfly, so that things could be reborn. So it's actually, you know, I'm sure that resonates for you quite a bit, for sure. So we don't have anybody else on the list. And I kind of want to pull a card just for all of us for the collective. I'm just going to give a moment if anyone does want to get on the list. But I'm also going to pull a card for us just for fun because I freaking love this new deck. So the card that I pulled for us was Eosis, which is another word for reddening. And there, of course, there's a snake, right? Reddening. And then there's like the symbol of like yin and yang, but there's also gold and silver. This is actually really interesting. Scorpio is my BFF. So let's see what this means. Yeah, exactly. Embrace that shit. Let's see what the message we get for the collective here. So we're going to... So X and 5. Okay, reddening. It's about life force. Oh, and Kundalini. The reddening indicates a full expression of the work. Everything is alive. The heart pumps, the cells celebrate, and blood sings its way through the body. What was dormant has been awakened. What was once considered base is now noble. Aches and pains are integrated. Shadows are acknowledged and interwoven. When the reddening card appears, it signifies health, power, a climaxing of the work, a coalescing of what has been learned. The laboratory is no longer separate from the alchemist or from the work, but the three are now one. What occurs in the body is reflected in the world and vice versa. Through the process of reddening, we move out of the head and into the physical body. More specifically, we reach the heart. It is there the alchemist finds the sacred ingredients of power and kindness. I love that. There's that snake again. It's been with us for quite a while. Yep, super crazy. So, yeah, that was a cool card. The red color too is very root chakra energy, and the root is about grounding. So I think that this card is giving us like more insight into how to ground better, or are you grounded? You know, like asking the question, are you grounded? But also talking about that alchemy and the shifting and the work that we're really truly doing right now, that we're reaching a bit of like a climax. It makes sense too because of the energy of the eclipse that we had in Scorpio, and the snake is also scorpionic energy, and it's also scorpion energy, and the scorpion and the eagle as well. The scorpion, the eagle, and the snake are all symbols that are interchangeable in the world of alchemy. So the snake and the red color is changing, shifting, shedding through the root, which means change that can feel super uprooting, but also important for us to be able to find more grounding. So I actually love that we pulled that card. So I know there's a few more people that just jumped in. We are waiting for someone to get on the list. If you would like to, the list is completely open. We just did Raven's reading. And while we're waiting I'll give it a couple more minutes because otherwise we're going to end the broadcast. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. As we're waiting, what I wanted to share with you guys is that we have a beautiful community. I haven't been talking about it, but we have a community. It's called Channel for Grace on Mighty Networks. Mighty Networks is an app that you can download onto your phone, and the community has been growing. I freaking love it. This is where we host free events. In fact, we have a Friday yoga class going on right now, Fridays. And that happened today. I wasn't able to make it today, but Definitely will be at the next one, which is going to be in a couple weeks because there's a 1 week break. But I also do the ceremonies and the celebrations for each of the new and the full moons in our community. It's called, there's a few spaces within our community. Hello, Angela. She says she's paying now. Okay, awesome. So thanks for letting me know. So there's we have that community, and that's where I run free programs. We run free classes and free programs together. And also, I have the Starseed membership that I host on there. We have the new Moon Goddess cohort. So if you have graduated from the Moon Goddess training level 1, 2, or 3, you can sign up for the Moon Goddess cohort, and we have our first meeting. It's a monthly meeting. We have our first one this Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific, where you get to ask all of these questions about anything that we learned in the Moon Goddess training. And there's so much that we cover. I'm also working on upgrading and evolving the Moon Goddess training itself, where level 1 and 2 can be self-paced, self-study. And once you finish that, you basically get your certificate, but you are able to join us live in the Moon Goddess cohort to ask questions live about any of the topics that you're learning about. So there's going to be a transition period. We do have level 2, which is now available if you want to join us. This is the last time we're going to do it fully live. We're going to meet every week starting June 10th. I'm really excited about that. So if you did graduate from level 1 last year in 2022, you are eligible to sign up for level 2 this year that starts June 10th. And I can promise you it's going to be amazing. I want to show you guys something really, really cool. So last year, someone had mentioned that there was a lot of handouts, because I provide a lot of information and a lot of handouts. And it would be cool to have a booklet or a workbook with the handouts. And check it out. So basically, I have now created a workbook, and the workbook has journal prompts, and you can actually write in the book the answers to the journal questions and stuff. It's got different sections. I don't have it available for free, but you can, because I give you the PDF and you can actually print this on your own. However, if you want to purchase the actual workbook, I'll print it for you, and I'll bind it and everything, and I'll mail it to you. So it's just $44 plus the shipping, and I can do that for you. And then you don't have to worry about printing handouts. They're all going to be in this workbook. So we study human design in level 2. This is the level 2 one. So I do have this for level 2. This is the Atlantean astrology chart that we learned to do and go over. You guys got all the handouts last year, but you basically got them individually, but this one just puts them all together. I know, right? Raven's like, fuck. So I'm really excited about this. So we finally have a workbook, and it'll always be available for purchase for $44 plus shipping. If you want me to make you one, I can totally do that. Even if you want to get it, and you did the program last year, we could do that too. Okay. Yes. Enneagram is level 2. So in level 1, we didn't learn the Enneagram, but we do that in level 2, which starts on June 10th. So someone did just get on the list. I think it is Angela. So when you get back into the chat, just let me know what your question is, and let me know what kind of reading you want, and we will go from there. If you want astrology, you can choose that. You can choose human design. You can choose gene keys, or you can choose from the tarot and oracle cards. I know you love to do the oracle cards though, so I'm kind of thinking that you might choose that. But whatever is good for me. Okay, so whatever reading you intuitively think for the situation. Do you have a question that you want to ask? And then that will help me to kind of maneuver. Or do you mean just generally right now what's going on for you? If you're asking for like a general reading like that, the best thing is to do the oracle cards. But if you have maybe more of a specific question, then it'll guide me to look at one of the other modalities. So you just let me know. We got time. I'm not feeling rushed tonight at all. Okay, here we go. Here's the question. So, related to career, waiting to hear about the opportunity and thought I would hear today. So you know what? I am definitely feeling like we should pull some cards. Oh, also experiencing bullying situation that feels like it is ending soon, and I'm actively working on that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Today I'm feeling so tired. You know, it's so funny because I was feeling tired too today. I'm like trying to do things and it feels like I'm like moving through mud. I'm like, but you can't stop. You got stuff to do, you know? I don't want to, you know, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, but this last weekend for me was really crazy and gnarly. And it was like, you know, a lot of tower moments. We were grooming the dogs and my husband accidentally cut one of the dogs with the scissors. And so I freaking panicked and it was just like I had a reaction that I haven't had in a long time. And it was like a huge kind of eye opener. And it was just like trauma, like, you know, PTSD, trauma, all this weird stuff just kind of like flew up out of nowhere. And so it was like really weird for us, like to deal with it. And the next day we had to go into Sedona. We were already going into Sedona, but we went in and we had to now go to the vet because the dog was going to need stitches. And then we got to Sedona and we got the dog stitches and everything, and everything is okay and he's going to be fine. He's doing, actually it's healing pretty good. He's doing fine. And but that night on his way back home from going to work on someone, my husband actually got rear-ended really, really bad. And the truck is totaled. Our truck, like our new truck, is totaled. So we like literally went into town with an injured dog and then came back with no truck and an injured husband because he's not feeling good. He definitely feels and has the symptoms of a concussion, a head injury, and it's like, so we're definitely going through it. And I think that this week I've been dazed. I think we've both been just like dazed and just trying to move through it. And yeah, head injuries are no joke. So it's been hard. But yeah, tired is definitely one way to describe, like, after experiencing all that kind of loading on top. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot. And then not even to mention like the grief that comes with like, okay, like, yeah, it's just a car, but like we just got it like 6 months ago and it was like our favorite car and we like really need it because we live out here now. Like I call it in the middle of nowhere, but we live in the country now. So like you need a 4-wheel drive to be able to like get in and out in emergency situations. And now it's like, we don't even have it. So we have my husband's like big van and that's great and everything. It's great for the summer, but it's also like, yeah, we are back down to one car, which is not good either. So there's just a lot going on. And I actually did a little live in the global community talking about that. But okay, let's see. Last night I dreamt of drinking from an artesian spring and felt incredible up level. Ooh, I love that. Fally says the eclipse energy has been super heavy for me and my daughter, and I'm a Scorpio rising. Yeah, totally. So I'm feeling the oracle cards for sure. So we're going to pull some oracle cards and I have like tons of different cards here, but I want to do, we're going to do general energy. So I'm going to do thank you. Thank you, Angela. It's been crazy. Yeah. Thank you. We're going to do the regular, card pull that I do, which is the 5 cards. So intuition, challenge, overall theme, wisdom from the ancestors, and animal spirit. And then we can pull some oracle cards after that. And if anyone wants to get on the list, this is a really good time to do so, because I don't wait too long. There's no one else after Angela, by the way. So that's why I'm saying the list is wide open. Make sure you join us. All right. What is the challenge for Angela? We are looking now for the overall theme. Interesting. The dogs clinging. What's the overall theme? Okay. Wisdom from the ancestors. Well, you're going to love these cards. They are quite the imagery on these cards. I really love this deck. I already forgot the name of it. Aquarius something. Aquarian Age or something like that. Anyways. Okay. So these two came out together. So we are going to keep them. And let's pull an animal spirit. Hello, Holly. So how do we get, so to get on the list, you send $25 to my PayPal. There's a link in the description of the video. And once you send the 25, I'll put your name down on the list. And then when it's your turn, I'll call your name and then you can put your question in the chat. And I'm going to pull those, but I'm going to wait on those. I'm just going to look at these for now. Yeah, the dog's actually fine. The dog didn't even get traumatized. And the vet said the dog didn't even cry or anything. He didn't even feel it, I think, in the moment. And because it's like not registering that I'm about to get hurt. She said the pain comes later with cuts like that, especially with scissors that are really sharp. She said the pain, it doesn't hurt right there in the moment, but it hurts like later. So, but he's like a champ. He's actually doing really, really good. It is a lot. It is a lot. We're like definitely reeling from that and we're kind of going through a moment right now, Okay. So here we go. Here's the first card. It is the Eight of Swords. I want to show you the image though, because you might get a lot just from looking at the image. The images in these cards are just like, whoa. So this woman she's standing in water. So it kind of looks like she's in water, but there's like a desert behind her, She definitely looks very confident. The white dress is also really significant. Like what I know about white or wearing the color of white is that it symbolizes purity and it's also flowing. So the dress is flowing. Like I feel like this is a very empowered energy. However, we're talking about the Eight of Swords, which in the traditional tarot, this is the image of the woman who's like bound with her hands behind her back and she's blindfolded. I don't know if you remember that card, but that's the card that talks about basically like there's something that you can't see. And it also refers to the fact that it could be you creating the restriction, because it's about self-restriction or negative thinking or victim mentality, meaning not that you have all this going on, but because I know you're a very aware and conscious person, but meaning that sometimes the thoughts that we have, we may not realize how they may be blocking us from seeing something. That's really what this is tapping into. So this is the intuition card. So the beginning. So basically what I'm getting is that right now there's something that you're not seeing. Hello, Lish, welcome in. Something that you're not seeing. Let's find out what that is. So either something's blinding you, or it's subtle and you're not able to recognize what it is, or maybe thoughts in your mind are, without you realizing, not allowing you to see a truth that's really there. Something of that sort is going on. That's based off of the traditional energy, but the image is like standing in the water, but in the middle of the desert. She says, I've been focusing on keeping my head down, meaning focused, and keeping my side of the street clean. And that is working so well to illuminate others' chaos and manipulation. Oh, interesting. Something's definitely going on. The challenge that we get is the Knight of Wands. So this is an interesting energy. I want to show you the image first. So the image is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Looks like it. Today I told my sister I think there's a bigger situation I'm not privy to. Interesting. So it's the pyramid and there's a horse. And obviously the horse energy. Hello, Christy Ann. Welcome in. Horse energy is freedom, actually. Horse energy, especially the image that the feeling that I get from the horse on this card is it's freedom, but it also has this aura because of the pyramid. It has this aura of like ancestry or ancient knowledge, ancient knowing, something that has been here for a long time. Interesting that you just said that. That all those things. And the Knight of Wands, though, is an inspired energy. It's about being inspired. It's about feeling passionate, and it's about being daring. So that's your challenge, is giving yourself the freedom to express yourself and also to literally like walk the other way. If whatever is going on doesn't feel right, trusting your own ancient wisdom, like trusting that wisdom that comes from like deep, deep within that I know you know how to do. And as you tap into that wisdom, it's like, I feel you getting the answer, and then like, you got to go for it. You got to run like the horse. And, I feel a sense of rush, or not rush. I feel a sense of urgency for some reason. It's like, there's urgency and there's something that like, okay, let's go. Like, got it. Okay, let's go. That's the energy I'm getting. Hello, Nelvin. Welcome in. I have been feeling my ancestors hovering with me for a couple of weeks. So close. Yes, definitely ancient ancestry here. The overall theme is the Queen of Swords. Let me show you the card. This is another beautiful card. And again, another woman wearing a white dress or white clothing. Yes. Yes. And then behind this woman, look at the clouds. There's a storm brewing, but she's very strong. She's in her element. She's obviously very shamanic. She's got feathers, like they're actually wings. This is like Mercury. This is like the energy of Mercury, like he's got wings in his shoes, but she's like a crown of wings. So the wings, to me, the energy of the wings are lifting your mind up, being able to see from above. But she's very focused, and she's actually, you probably can't tell, but she's standing at the edge of a waterfall. Yeah, if I bring it closer, you can see it. She's standing at the edge of a waterfall. There's like this crazy storm brewing in the background, but she's really focused. And she's basically like doing like alchemy, shamanic, like you can just feel it, right? Within the chaos, she's like really centered and grounded. Yes, there was a woman in the dream that drove into a pond because she was rushing and wouldn't listen to me and slow down. She was okay, but all my belongings were submerged and ruined. Oh my God, that's really interesting. Hello, Lucida, welcome in. So, but what is the Queen of Swords? The Queen of Swords is like, what is that phrase that they say? I can't remember. I can't remember it right now. Something about like, but something, but take no shit. Independence, clear boundaries, and articulate. The Queen of Swords it's like a sharp tongue. There's a tornado watch tonight. I was thinking about you because I heard about that in Nebraska. I heard about that. That is crazy. You came to my mind, literally. Dude, that is just crazy. Whoa. that actually looks like, those wicked storms that create tornadoes, but there's groundedness. It's like, but the sharp tongue is more about like being precise with your words. And the words are also very intentional. Like the Queen of Swords doesn't mess around, like does not gossip, is very clear with what she says, how she says it, what she wants to say, and why she's saying it. Doesn't mess around, doesn't waste any time. Right? So that is, it's almost like it feels restrictive because it doesn't give room for anything else. But it's an energy that is definitely needed. Yes, do no harm, but take no shit. Thank you. I'm like, I can't remember it. But yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Do no harm, but take no shit. That's what I feel. Like, take no shit. The part about take no shit, which is the part that I remembered, is what the Queen of Swords is really about. I've been riding the sword's edge of setting boundaries, but not trying to control others. Yeah. That's the overall theme that's been going on. The wisdom from the ancestors. You get the Eight of Wands. And what's beautiful about this specific card is that it's got all these dolphins. So water again, a lot of water. Every single one of these. So basically the first woman was standing in a pond, right? The horse in this second card looks like he's running through water too, even though it looks like sand, but looks like could be water too, honestly. She's standing at the edge of a waterfall, and here we have the ocean, the actual dolphins in the ocean. And dolphin energy is very healing. Dolphins also I feel like it's about like community, because dolphins, like, they are always together. They also help us to find more joy. They are like total intuitive, like third eye healers, like for reals. And they communicate through the sound and music, right? So like singing, vibration, frequency, sound, really important. But the dolphin energy is definitely here I feel like they're guiding you I see you like grabbing onto one of the fins and then letting the dolphin take you somewhere. Like riding Devil's Backbone Trail in Loveland, the edge of purity is such a fine line. Every time I slightly am off the edge, I get massive feedback from the universe. Yeah. But the Eight of Wands is fast movement, and dolphins are also fast, and also about incoming messages and taking action. So your spirit guides are telling you that things are moving fast, that listen because there's messages coming in very fast, and you will be given the wisdom that you need to take action. The dogs have been so vocal. And the other card you get is the Emperor from the wisdom of the ancestors, which is about the divine masculine, the father figure, and divine authority. So this also to me feels kind of like the hammer will come down, but it'll be divine authority and that sacred energy that grounds all of it, right? That kind of anchors it in a way. And he's got the Fibonacci spiral, which is also the sacred feminine. So I'm feeling like there's a flow, there's a reason, there's a spiral, and you're going through sort of this kind of portal energy that's definitely teaching you a lot, but you are needing to really, really ground yourself. And as you go through this process, because it is it's a lot uncomfortable. It's not a bit uncomfortable. It's a lot uncomfortable. What I love is that you got for the animal, you got the camel. And considering you did pull the Pyramid of Giza in these cards, it's a very interesting energy. The camel is very resourceful. It's very independent, and it knows one's self. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water, which was literally in every card, to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. So when in balance, this energy is calm, content, and there's a sparkle in the eye. When it's out of balance, it can feel dehydrated. So funny, all this water imagery, or lack of vitality. So maybe drink more water if you're too tired. To bring to balance is take a pilgrimage. And you can take that literally, or you can take that figuratively. Like a pilgrimage is about going to, like, the first thing that I heard was the Holy Land, like somewhere sacred for you, that is sacred for you, to replenish yourself during this time where there's a lot of fast energy, a lot of things happening, and you needing to ride, be in the eye of the storm, even though all this crazy shit's going on around you. I can definitely feel the power of this process. Huge messages daily. I just did a shamanic journey with water in my circle ball. Wow, that's crazy. Well, it's all coming through the cards because I can feel like that water energy is really strong. I've been pounding electrolytes lately because I've been craving them. Yeah. Well, there you go. And I want to pull one more from this magical deck to see what else, or what wisdom, maybe star energy wisdom, can come to you. So you got the Sword of Light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. Whoa. Let me bring it a little closer. Maybe you can see it better. So there's the handle. I mean, it's literally just like one sword. Kind of hard to see with my green screen and all that crazy light show going on. But the sword, definitely aligning with the energy of the Queen of Swords. Maybe I feel like it's clarifying the Queen of Swords card and saying that you are protected. Also, the sword, to me, when the sword comes up, is Archangel Michael, who helps us cut the cords. So definitely cutting cords right now is really important to do, and to know that once you cut the cords, that the breakthrough will come. So it's about protecting yourself, protecting your energy, being strong, knowing how to set strong boundaries, feeling that divine protection within you, around you, surrounding you, taking care of yourself, and all of that will lead to the breakthrough that you are needing for this situation that's going on in your life. The new opportunity includes travel to remote places. That's crazy. Seriously? That actually sounds fun. The dog's finally settled. I was called to do cord cutting with every relationship in Omaha when I was at Trevor Hall. Ooh. So there you go. Hopefully that kind of just brought some insight, or maybe reaffirmed some of the things that are going on for you. Gave you some confirmation that I feel like there's a lot going on. And then the water imagery too is a lot of emotional things or emotions coming up, but being submerged also in this realm of information. And the water symbolizes the information that travels. It travels through frequency, sound, and it is basically like the subconscious mind. So you're like in this very powerful kind of dreamlike state. And there's a lot, I feel like the bombardment of the information is coming through. And so that's why you want to stay hydrated. Yeah, because the balance within your body needs to also be there as all of this information is coming in, and as you're going through this experience. And it definitely feels like an experience that it's not random. I feel like a lot of the things that have been going on right now in our lives are definitely not random, meaning like coincidences. I definitely feel like the stuff right now that's happening is very potent and has very clear lessons and very clear. It's very easy to go off track because the things that are happening are also meant to trigger us to see where we're at. We're being triggered so that we could gauge did I really do the work or not? that's also going on too. So always good to have reflection from a powerful healer. Even if I'm connected to process, we're still human, and being witnessed and validated is so good for the soul. Yes. Yes. I love that. That's so true. I completely agree with you. So thank you. Totally loved this reading, and I love these cards. I love using these cards. All right. Thank you, Angela. I don't think anyone got on the list, but I will go check real quick and give it a couple minutes. If there is anyone that wants to get on the list, you should do so now, because if no one gets on the list, then we'll end the broadcast. So it doesn't look like anyone got on the list. But if you're wanting to get on the list, just let me know and we can wait for you. If you're watching and you're like, I want to do it. I don't want to do it. Just kidding. But yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy week. I am so excited about our retreat next week in Sedona. Dawn and I are excited to do the drum making workshop. And yes, there's a lot of beautiful things happening, and at the same time, a lot of crazy things happening. I see that for sure. It almost feels like there's like an acceleration of time. Dogs are sleeping now. You could add dog whisper to your service. Dude, this is so funny. Yesterday, there's something in my human design. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's my only defined channel that speaks to like a sing-songy kind of a voice and a tone that like carries messages. So when I talk and when I speak, it's like that. That's what a lot of people tell me that. It's also when I sing that there's something about my voice that is like very calming and soothing. The way you get on the list is you send $25 to my PayPal, and there's a link in the description of the video. If you have any trouble, let me know, but we will wait for you. So yeah, it's crazy. But I was going to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. It was something important, but maybe not that important as my desk begins to move on its own. Well, I think I was talking about the retreat, but we're really excited about it. And it feels like there's acceleration of time and intensity of things. So like the good things are like super amazing and almost hard to believe. And then the difficult things are like really hard and like, what the fuck is going on? You know, it's like, that's kind of how I feel right now. The last reading had a lot of clay dons for me. Very cool, Maria. So let me know. I guess we'll just wait. Quantum integration coaching. I'll wait for a couple more minutes. Sheila has been manic all day and dug out of the dog run. I couldn't even get her to settle. Aww. Well, I'm so happy that I love that. That's really sweet. I want to know about that channel. You definitely have that inflection. Well, it's the 4323. It's my only defined channel. Where did I read it? I mean, I have this really cool book. Like those of you that study human design and want a really cool perspective, Richard Rudd, who's the author of the Gene Keys, before he wrote the Gene Keys book, he actually studied human design with Ra, and he wrote books on it. And so he's got a circuitry book, and he's also have like can't remember what it's called, but like a basic human design book. And it's a great book for beginners. But this circuitry book is just phenomenal. I just love him as an author. He is so good at explaining this energy. I'm going to see if I can find that channel and see if it says something here while we wait for quantum. 23. 43. Where are you? Here it is. Okay, let me. Well, there it is. So, yeah, I'll wait on this because we got somebody who booked a reading. So let me know what your question is and let me know your name. Yeah, but anyways, he calls the 43 the gate of insight breakthrough, and the 23 the gate of assimilation and splitting apart. But I believe that it is here that that frequency lies, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a great book. It depends on what kind of reading you want. You can do astrology, you can do human design, you can do gene keys. Those require birth information, so date of birth, time of birth, and location. Or you can choose to do a tarot oracle, which obviously requires none of that. Just a question. What's your name? Quantum Integration Coaching. Make sure you guys join the global community, the Mighty Networks, because that is where I host free events and all of the courses. Adrian. Okay. Yeah. So make sure you guys join us in the global community. I think there's a link below. Let me check. Hang on. Do I have that link here? I may or may not. Yeah, I do. Join our free Channel for Grace global community. Yeah. Click that link and join the community because it's freaking amazing and it's growing and it's expanding and I can't freaking wait. Live chat has moved to where? Hang on. Sorry. So, I think someone else just got on the list too. Possibly. I'll check it in a second. If you did, let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's get the iPad and make sure we're sharing that. Let me make sure I got your name. Okay. You too. Okay, awesome. I love that. Love that you guys are getting on the list. Okay, we're going to look at astrology for Adrian. Adrian. Am I saying that right? Adrian? Adrian or Adrian? Adrian. Seems like it is. Okay. So 130, 70, 419. All right. So I have a question for you. As in Joe? Wait, I'm confused. So the question that I have for you is, oh wait, no, somebody else did too. Look, there's an Oliver that got on the list too. And that's before you, Maria. But I'm writing these names down. I thought that. I was like, there's a name that I haven't seen. And then after Oliver, it's Maria. So wait for your turn and then you can put up your information in the chat. Okay. The question that I have is, what do you want to know about your astrology? Have you ever looked at your astrology before? Have you do you have a question? Is there something you want to know? Because there's a lot of things we can do with astrology. One of them is we can literally just look at your natal chart and look at like everything that you embody and do it like that. The other option is to do the transits. So how the current transits are affecting you right now. We can also do progressions. I did that in the beginning of this video. And that's pretty cool to see like cycles that you're in at the moment. We could do, I'm going to give you those three options and see which one you, Adrian. Okay, got it. That's funny. But we have your chart on the screen. You got Aquarius Sun. 410. What does that mean? Like 4th and 10th houses? Okay. Right, Oliver? I know. We're praying for that too. Yeah, we're both like with all the things that, you know, Don has been through a lot of shit, and he's like barely missed a, like, he's always protected, you know, he's always been protected. Oh, okay, whatever works. He's always been protected. So he knows, like, he feels it very strongly that it was not an accident. Like, there's something, this is happening for a reason, right? Okay, as I spill my tea everywhere. Okay, let's check it out. So the inner wheel is basically your chart, and the outer wheel are the transits. Okay, so you know what's so funny? You know, people are so intuitive when it comes to their energy, and like I swear to God, people know themselves a lot more than they think. Oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So you're so intuitive because you said 4th and 10th houses. And I don't know if you know that that's where the nodes are transiting, but like, yeah, that's where the nodes are transiting. So we could start there and then see where it takes us. So wherever you have the nodes transiting in your chart, you have North Node guiding you to what you should focus on, like what's actually really important. And you have South Node telling you this is where you need to be letting go and releasing. Give me 1 second. My husband's texting me right now. I'm gonna hang on. I kind of like it. Sorry, he's showing me pictures. It's because I told him to go get something for me, and he's like, I'll send you a picture and you just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I actually like that. Okay. Hang on, if there is a... Sorry, guys. I can't say anything because it's a secret. It's for the retreat. So, but this is important that I respond because he's like at the store right now. But I was talking about the nodes, and the North Node is what takes you to, guides you to what's important, what you need to focus on. And the South Node is where you're letting go and releasing, and like you absolutely have to like move on from those things. Otherwise, they definitely, you'll get stuck in these karmic cycles that will not feel good. So big time destabilizing the home and work, hence has my attention. Yeah. Oh, it's all good. But anyways, so the South Node is transiting your fourth house of the home. So there's a lot of karmic situations in your life that are going on right now that are asking for the release of the surrendering into change. Like things are mutating and shifting, and it's a big deal because that's where your Jupiter is, and Jupiter expands everything it touches. So that's why you're feeling so much instability in the home, but it's only because, like Oliver just said a little while ago, like, trusting that the truck was totaled only to be replaced with something better. Right? You know what I mean? So that's what that energy of Scorpio is things ending because they're like the trusting in the surrender. And, so trusting in the surrendering, but also letting that guide you to something more amazing and better that will clear up a lot of the energy, like at home. But I'm sure that you're also feeling a lot of emotions coming up because the nodes also went through your moon, passed over your moon, and that brought up a lot. But that was earlier. That was a little while ago. Because but that's been something that you've been feeling for a long time because these transits of the nodes are 18 months long. Okay. 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 So, sorry. North Node is in your 10th house of career, life path, mission. What do you have in your 10th house? Yourself. You have Saturn, which is a strong energy. Saturn is the authority. Saturn is it's a teacher energy. Saturn teaches us the difficult lessons because he doesn't have any, there's no mercy with Saturn. It's like you just learn the hard way or nothing, So that is the lesson here for you, is that it's activating you stepping into wisdom, because Saturn also represents wisdom. So right now the focus is you need to step into wisdom. You need to focus on your career. You need to focus on your life path. There's a lot of energy in Taurus right now because it's like Taurus season. It's Mercury retrograde in Taurus. It's Uranus in Taurus. And that Uranus is the one that's bringing in all the change. That's why it feels unstable in both places, because you've got South Node in the 4th, but Uranus in the 10th. And that's the unstable energy. And now Jupiter, literally next week, is about to also enter into the sign of Taurus and will make a conjunction to the North Node almost exactly. Well, the North Node is pretty much almost exactly on your Saturn, but Jupiter, it'll take him a minute. But they will touch at some point, the North Node and Jupiter, and they will activate this frequency for you. So what is Taurus energy? Even though you have an Aries midheaven, Aries at the cusp of your 10th house, which is the Aries energy, is also very strong right now. Maybe you feel inspired to create something new. There's a lot of creative flow and passionate flow happening for you in terms of career and life path. But the stability is what Taurus wants. It's new kind of stability though. Meaning letting go of anything in your life that doesn't bring you the stability that you thought it would, and trusting that there's new ways of finding stability in your life that may feel very, what's the word? That may feel, the word's not coming to me, but the meaning is sort of like that it feels like you would have never expected that to help you feel better. It's a whole new thing. Unconventional. There we go. That's the word. Unconventional ways for you personally to find stability. And that's why it feels unstable in both worlds. And obviously, that's where the eclipses are going on. So that's why on top of it, the eclipses are like bringing in a lot of heavy energy. And the eclipse that we just had on May 5th was exactly on your moon, just 1 degree away, which means it was an emotional, like possibly chaotic, like emotional energy that happened for you in your in regards to home and family, and that just created like the aftermath. We're in the aftermath of it. Yeah, exactly. So that, I would say, that's huge. That's big, because that's where the eclipses are going on. That's where the nodes are, and it is home and family, and you're tapping into it already. So you know that this is a big place that you are feeling a lot of the shifting. So yeah, that's what's coming through, and that's what really wanted to be kind of expressed right now. So I hope that you enjoy that. And it's funny how we actually went right to those houses that you were having a question about. Let's actually, I want to go in order. So if you're ready, Oliver, please put your question up in the chat, and then we will, and then we'll do Maria's. And if anyone else wants to get on the list, please do. And I will also check if anybody else did get on the list. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, Maria is the last one. All right. It is nice. Yeah, it is very, very nice. It's like refreshing. You're like the second person that's like said that. By the way, for those of you that are just tuning in, I announced it in the beginning, but I'm having a half off sale on my extended starseed readings, Atlantean astrology readings, and Akashic record readings. And everything on my Etsy store is half off through the 17th of this coming week for Mother's Day sale. So go check those out. And I put links up in the global community. So if you're in the global community, it takes you directly there. But though, if you just search for those by name on my website, when you go into the booking page, it's the new like half off price is in the system. But it's extended starseed reading, Atlantean astrology reading, and the Akashic record reading. Yeah. A lot going on. The sun has set. Okay, human design reading. That it helps one to align with their... Yeah, totally. No, human design readings are freaking epic. So I just need your birth info. Date of birth, time of birth, and location. And then we can pull up your chart. I love the human design readings. And in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can find a tissue somewhere. So give me a second. I'm actually getting currently certified. I did a level 1. I did two like general, like level 1 human design courses. And now I'm actually getting like fully certified in the Rave. It's called the Rave Way Shower certification, because in 2027 there's this new type of human design that's coming in, and it's kind of a big deal. So we're getting ready to like support those beings, those children, that are going to be coming on the planet. And that's why my teacher, Dylan, titled it the Rave Way Shower Certification. So I'm so excited about that. But I'm learning right now about all the variables like color, tone, like cognition, digestion, determination, like all of that. And it is like a whirlwind of a powerful, like, oh my God, it's like overwhelming amount of information, but it's exactly what I always wanted to know about human design. Since I was a kid, I've always been too sensitive. Over time, I've learned that this led me to storing a lot of guilt and shame around my identity. I now recognize that my nature is a gift around the right people and a curse around others. Is that true? I just learned that human design may be about adapting to external environment, which has been my hugest struggle in general, but especially through all the eclipse energy lately. Yes. You're right though. You're right. You're exactly right. Do you know the time that you were born? The time and the location as well. All right. So we've got February 17th, 1983. I'm assuming you were born in the United States, so we'll start adding that one in. Right, Lish? Ooh, if you have any insight when I pull up his chart, please share in the chat, Lish. She's also in our class. All right, 1:41 p.m. Everything you said, like 100% is like what is happening right now. Oh, wait, so 1:41 p.m. is 13:41. I'm learning. Yeah, 12:13:41. Okay, and then Glenridge. There it is. Okay. Oh, a 5-1 emotional manifesting generator. Let the journey begin. Okay, so what does it mean to be a manifesting generator? Let's start right there. Did you know, have you looked at your human design before? Just like FYI, like, or just for my information, not your information, but for me, it'll help me to know, like, how much do you know of human design? Is this the first time that you're looking at it? And that'll help me to see, like, okay, where do I start? Another Aquarius. Yes, another Aquarius. But either way, I'll start with, what does it mean to be a manifesting generator? So the type of human design that you are tells you a lot about your aura. As a manifesting generator, you have an open and enveloping aura, which means that your aura, when you're in the room in general, in life, wherever you are, your aura is reaching out into its environment to see what it can respond to. That's why it's open and enveloping, because your strategy as a manifesting generator is to respond to life, period. To respond to life means to allow things to come to you, and then you say yes or no. And the yes or no, there's a very specific way to make decisions, yes or no decisions, depending on your aura, depending on your strategy, and depending on your authority. So there's like a few levels here because you have a defined solar plexus, and it's a little bit more complicated with the defined solar plexus or with emotional authority. But here's the three things, okay? The first thing that's going on is your aura is reaching out into its environment to see, is this right for me? Is this right for me? Is this right for me? As a manifesting generator, you do have a defined sacral, which means that you have a lot of life force energy that is here to be used for what you love to do. And so when you're doing what you love, and the way you know that it's truly what you love, because we can get mind fucked and conditioned into thinking that we love this, but we really don't. The way you know it's truly what you love is that when you are doing that thing or those things, your energy comes alive. It's like the Energizer Bunny turns on and you have an abundance of energy to go, 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 because you're doing that thing that you love. Okay. When you're not doing what you love, you know what's going to happen? You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel like you have no energy, and you're going to feel like you can't catch up. So that's something that's going on right there. The next one is the strategy to respond. We live in a society that tells us that we need to always initiate things, that we need to always start things ourselves. Like, if I want to do something, I'm going to go do it. The problem with that is that only one type in human design has that ability, and those are the manifestors. But you're not a manifestor. You have like a little bit of energy of that, but not necessarily. You're still a generator at heart. Your aura type is a generator, is open and enveloping. So what happens is we try to make things happen, but that's not your job. Most of the types of human design say you have to wait. There's some kind of waiting involved, which is ass backwards to what we've learned. So we all resist the shit out of it. We resist waiting because we're like, no, I was taught that I'm supposed to do something about it and take action and initiate things, but that's actually going completely against your design, which means that you will never feel optimally working in your design when you are trying to initiate things in life. That's a hard one to take on, just period. I mean, for me, it's like I have to wait for people to invite me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to wait to respond. So like, you have to trust that things are coming. If you are like every day, human design is called like the experiment. If every day you're experimenting with your design, so with responding instead of initiating, and being like, oh, wait a minute, I have to respond instead of like initiate, you will actually start to feel it working better and better and better. It's like oiling a machine that, like, for example, you've been putting diesel in your body when it needs gasoline, or putting gas in your body, in your car, when it needs diesel. Like, it's going to work like shit when you're putting the wrong fuel in it, right? That's how this is. So you have to, yeah, right? I was looking at that too, Lish. I think maybe since you mentioned it, well, I'll read it from the book. I know, Angela, trust me. I know. Most of us have to wait though. So, but here's the thing. You have to trust that your aura is like handling it. If you are doing what you love, then and you fully trust in that, things will come to you. Sometimes, yeah, you got to wait a long time, but sometimes not. Sometimes things will like start to show up. And if you know how to respond to things like, this is a yes and this is a no, then the more you practice that, the more you'll get better at it. And yes, every time I initiate too much is instant feedback. Interesting. Specifically for my work, first responder, to pay the bills. I'm good at it, but the current agencies in the hospital that I work are draining me, coworkers and nonsense. I'm exhausted all the time. Yeah. So it's a fine line. You got to really work with it. So here's the other thing. You have the defined solar plexus, which means that you have emotional authority. And emotional authority is about basically waiting for the emotional wave to pass to gain clarity. You don't have clarity in the moment. So when you make decisions in the moment instantly, you almost always will be wrong. Why? Because if you make decisions from the high, your emotional wave goes up and then it goes down, and then it goes neutral, up, down, neutral, up, down, neutral, in its natural flow, right? But the emotional authority, what I've learned is that it can be very conditioned into like, you push your emotions away, because we're taught, obviously, and especially as men, right? In this society, like, oh, women are allowed to be emotional, but men are not. Men are supposed to be like stoic and like, and it's funny because that's so the opposite of like being an emotional manifesting generator means that you are an emotional being, not in the sense of like the cliche emotional person, but you have emotions and you go up and you go down and you go neutral, and it is normal. And it is okay. And you have to let yourself feel the emotions, because if you make decisions from the high, when the low comes, you're going to be like, shit, I didn't want to do that. You will only know when you get to the neutral, which means that for you, you got to wait to respond, and then you got to wait to feel it if it's right. You have to learn to tell people, I don't know right now. I need some time to literally feel it out. And that's why human design can really help you, but it can be shocking at first, because literally we've been taught all the wrong ways of like living in our strategy. I thank you. This resonates. And I can't explain to anyone that asks me why, even when I've only been awake or there for a few hours. I belong in nature and helping others through that somehow. You know it. Yeah, I'm learning to wait. So you have a lot of waiting energy in your chart, which can be frustrating, but when you learn how to work with it, you will feel much, much better. Like, decide, speak, or act after time has passed instead of reacting in the moment. Yes, because in the moment you will have a certain feeling about something, but that feeling will change. 100% guaranteed. So if you wait to go through the emotional wave, once you've passed it and you're looking back, that's the wisdom. You're like, oh, yeah, now I know what I actually want. So that's why it's like an annoying waiting game. But let's actually read about you're also a 5-1, which means a lot of people project onto you things, and a lot of people want you to be their hero. And if you don't save them like they expected you to save them, they fucking hate you. And they turn you into and you become the heretic. and they want to sacrifice you and burn you at the stake. Does that resonate? What are all the numbers about? There's a lot of numbers. Human design. Everything has its little place and meaning, and it's kind of really complex, especially if you're just getting into it. But little by little, I mean, I've been studying this for a while, and still I don't know all like the numbers by heart. But I'm starting to get the hang of like the energies of the different channels, because the numbers connect via channels and via circuits within the chart that give certain meaning and definition to you specifically, depending on where those are and what those channels are connecting to. More than you know. Yeah. So the 5-1 is called the heretic investigator. So you are actually like one of the smartest people. You're also really good under pressure, and you have a very natural ability for leadership. That's why people they want you to help them. Like they're like, please help me. I know you know how to help me. So it's funny because in emergency situations, the 5-1s are like the most calm and collected. And like the work that you do, it's interesting that that's what you do. Because I feel like I wouldn't be able to do that. First responder is like what the fuck? Like, I don't think I could even handle that shit, because I have so many open centers that I'm so like, I would just be paralyzed with the emotions and the frequencies like going through my body of like everyone in the situation involved. Like, I would be in more shock than everyone else around. So that's why I just stay in my little cave and wait for people to invite me to read their chart. Oh, this is hilarious. Yes, an asset in groups. I love that. Thank you, Lish. So yeah. But yeah, you have this ability to like in emergency situations be like, all right, if everyone just shuts the fuck up and does what I tell them, we're all going to survive. Like that's the energy. Another reason I'm not happy in my job right now, there's no room for growth. Yeah. Okay, so the 952. We're going to read about the 952. And Lish, this is why I love this book. All right, the 9 is, so right there you see 9 and 52. They're connected. Part of this is conscious for you and part of this is unconscious. So part of it you like know what it is and part of it you don't. The part that you don't know, whoa. Okay, your nodes, your design nodes and Mars, and then your personality and your Mercury. It doesn't matter. Like, don't even worry about that stuff because it'll get too complicated. But here's the main thing to think about. Actually, wait, I want to know what the 9 has. Damn. There's a lot. That's so interesting. Okay. Anyways, that's just for myself. So you have a lot of planet activations in this channel. So which means that there's a lot of focus on this energy that I'm about to read and tell you what it's about. Yeah, exactly. Right, Angela? So the 952 is a channel that's called a formatting channel. And whenever you have any of the formatting channels defined in your chart, they kind of literally format everything else. It's like they're the dominant energy in your chart. So this is the dominant energy in your chart. The 9 is the gate of focus. It's called the taming power of the small. These are people with an ability for prolonged focus and detail work as long as they can maintain the discipline of sitting still. This is the gate of determination and commitment to a process that involves great staying power. I think you have this too, Angela. These people can maintain a single focus and are naturally gifted at handling details. This gate is related directly to the mental gate, the 62, the preponderance of the small. Without the 52, these people can find it hard to still themselves enough to channel their energies in a single direction, but you have the 52. The gate of stillness, keeping still, the mountain. People with deep staying power, as long as they can find the right outlet through which they can be of service. This gate fuels the whole understanding circuit with the frequency of focus and concentration. It is a gate of passive tension. These people experience a kind of locked pressure to remain in one place without moving. This can sometimes be mistaken for antisocial behavior. With the presence of the 9, their energy can be released into one single focused stream. Without the 9, there is the potential to focus, but without the knowledge of what to focus their energy upon. A lack of focus in these people can lead to tension, restlessness, and depression. This is the so-called Buddha gate, the ability to still the physical body and senses and use energy in a focused way. The 952, the channel of concentration, a design of determination. This is the understanding circuit. The ideal of your life is to use your powers of concentration in the service of improving something that will make a difference in the world. These people are here to bring a determination and focus to anything they do. They are here to hold together any endeavor and concentrate their entire being into any process. They bring focus to any group that they are a part of. As one of the 3 format energies in the body, this is a very powerful energy, and wherever it is present in someone's design, it greatly intensifies all other channels in the body graph. These people hate having to put their energy into several things at the same time. They need to respond to the pressure that makes them quiet and still. They can enter a space where they can concentrate all their energy into a detailed Then they can enter a space where they can concentrate all their energy into a detailed process. The potential for depression here is, why can't I move? Which is the 52 without the 9, or Why can't I sit still and focus? Which is the 9 without the 52. The interesting thing is that the 9 is conscious for you and the 52 is unconscious. So you just don't know like where that energy of keeping still comes from, but it is there. And you may recognize it, you may know it, or you may not know it, but it is there. You just never know when it's going to like show up, you know, because it's like you're not really truly aware of it. What you are aware of is that you have a really strong ability to focus. So that's one of the pretty much the strongest channel in your chart because it is a formatting channel. Sounds like I might need to book a private reading. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. She, you know, Lish doesn't have, she doesn't have the 52. So you are blessed. How does that resonate? You have the 52. It's already in you. This channel is complete in you. It is formed by Mercury in your chart and the North Node, South Node, and Mars that were in that position 88 days before you were born. I am diagnosed ADHD and only calm and focus outside or tasks I'm interested in. Like I was a studio art major. Yeah, you'll have to discover the nuances of how this sort of shows up in your life. And then obviously, if we were looking at the deeper stuff, like the variables, there's just infinite amounts of information. And this is just a mini reading. So I could give you like only so much because honestly, we could go on for an hour, like just talking about one gate, you know? That's right. I do have the human design map that is also really good as well. But there it is. So it's Mercury, which is your mind, how you process, and then North Node, South Node, and Mars. So action, destiny, and past life. But that's all the unconscious stuff. And then the conscious stuff for you is the Earth, personality Moon, Jupiter, Uranus. That's a lot. That's like a lot. This is crazy though, because I don't see it here. Anyways, just know that it's a big deal. That's a big channel for you. And we can go deeper, you know, when we get a chance to do that. But I would say that's pretty good for now. I'm sure that was already a lot of information. I'm sure you want to know more. But yeah, that's where we're going to stop. So thank you, Oliver. I appreciate it. All right. So now we go to Maria. So Maria, go ahead and put up your question. So here's the interesting thing about while Maria puts up her question, I'll kind of respond to the whole like, you know, ADHD thing. Because we live in a society, if I purchase this, do I get what you're showing now? So the human design map is a booklet that I create for you that basically shows you the image of your chart and then like which centers are defined, which centers are undefined, the channels that are defined and what that means for you. I also talk about your strategy, your authority, your incarnation cross, as well as your profile. And it's like all written out. So it's like a booklet that you get that I write for you and then you can read it. But if you want to do the full on like live reading, that's called just the consultation, the live consultation. And it's all on my website. You can book on my website, channelforgrace.com. I know it was like jumping off the diving board into the deep end. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. Yeah, Angela does have this channel too. Yeah. So, all right. Maria, keep getting nudges to revisit family issues. If Is this a test to see how far I've grown? Or is there actually something I need to hash out with one or more family members? And what do you want me to do the cards for you, Maria? And that's your 5-1 going like, hang on a second here. That's the one. That's like the investor going up, the investigator going, we got to go deeper. We got to know more. You're like, wait. I want more. Okay. I'm assuming you want the cards, Maria, but I just want to verify. You're welcome. Oh, I was going to say the ADHD thing. We're just taught that we're supposed to be a certain way. And it's like, oh, like, yeah, just don't get me started on that. You know? It'll be better if you understand your design more and more so you can make your own mind about whether you're ADHD or not. Yeah, I think so. I think for this kind of reading, let's do the cards. I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not going to make no diagnosis or anything like that. However, I do know that we've all been taught to live completely the opposite of who we truly are. And if you're somebody that like loves to be in nature, obviously, like you're going to have trouble doing things that like are, it's almost like people in this world, or we've been taught in this world that we need to be a certain way. And when we show things and abilities that are not like that, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with you. So we just need to learn. But we just need to learn like a new way, you know? But human design can be really, really helpful with that. I will say that. So no, it's all good. It's all good. I was just kind of giving my opinion about it. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. Okay, so here we go. Keep getting nudges to revisit family issues. Is this a test to see how far I've grown? Or is there actually something I need to hash out with one or more family members? Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's crazy. Because we pulled two of the same cards that I pulled for Angela. And I shuffled that. So I know it's not a coincidence. Okay. So here we go. The first card is the 3 of Cups, which is a card of celebration, heart connections, or coven energy. The 3 of Cups is kind of like, the way I would read this for you is there's something to celebrate. So the question that you asked, you know, is this to see how far I've grown? And I'm kind of leaning towards that it's basically like use all the lessons you've learned to help you navigate through whatever it is that's happening, you know, because obviously things show up always for a reason, but maybe this is showing you that there's something to celebrate. There's something to like recognize within yourself. The challenge for you is the 5 of Wands, which is actually the conflict. So 5 of Wands is conflict, tension, competition, and that's the challenge. So this is what's showing up. And what is the overall theme? This is cool. This reading is going fast, but actually it makes a lot of sense. The overall theme is the Queen of Swords. And so for the tension and the situation that's showing up in your life, the way, like, you are the Queen of Swords, right? So you are here to celebrate the fact that you are in this space now, that you are in the eye of the storm, that you know how to handle it. And that no matter what shows up in your life, yes, there's conflict, there's tension, there's something showing up that doesn't feel good, you know, that is totally like, what is happening right now? I wasn't ready for this. I didn't really want this. Why do I have to deal with this? Well, it at least one thing that it is showing you is that you are here. So this is clear boundaries, independence, articulate communication, articulate expression, knowing exactly what to say, how to say it, why you're saying it, and being very clear about it. So that's really important. And the wisdom from the ancestors is the 8 of Wands, which means things are moving fast. You also get the dolphins, right? And the dolphins are all about healing. So there's like beautiful healing, like let the dolphins guide you towards your healing. But these things are moving fast is one of the messages. There's a lot of intuitive things coming through, and it's about taking action. So you do have to take action in regards to something. And the action that you have to take is, here's the bigger message of it, is that the action has to do with actual transformation. Because, this is actually going to be a really cool message. The card that you got, the animal card, is the bat. I really have forgiven and let go. The nudges barely register a reaction for me, but I feel inauthentic moving forward, leaving those issues unresolved. Are they unresolved? The bat, darkness, letting go, death leading to rebirth. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. If that wasn't clear, I don't know what the hell is. Damn. It was like boom, 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 boom. That was fast. There's your answer. That's hilarious. I do want to pull one more from here, though. I love it. Love it. Straight through, clear messages. There's no mistaking that one. All right, here we go. Higher heart activation. Ooh, this is a really beautiful card. It looks like a circle portal, like a time machine or something. Probably on their end, but I feel like my voice wasn't heard, so maybe I just feel my bruised ego. Higher heart activation. Dropping shields, divine love, your heart is healed. Yeah, the bat energy is very powerful. Dropping shields, divine love, your heart is healed. Yeah, your heart is healed. So is this about you or is this about somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Because like what you just mentioned at the end, you feel like your voice wasn't heard. But yeah, that's a good question, because is it really about, I mean, I feel like the message is very clear. Like you just need to move on from the past, you know? And this reiterates that, because it says there's nothing to fix. It's not broken. Your heart is healed. That's why you have to drop the shield and step into divine love, because through the eyes of God, through the eyes of divine love, everything is perfect just the way it is. And that's a hard message to hear when like you got the 5 of Wands energy going on over here. You know what I mean? But I feel like the message was very clear that you're fine. Everything is fine. And the universe is telling you have to move on. So in the beginning, when you asked, is this like, do I need to just let it go or what? It's like, yeah, you need to just let it go and move on, fully transform, fully release, because there are better and more amazing things in the future. I feel like I'm talking to myself too. So there we go. That's it. So hopefully that brought you some wisdom for sure. I feel like it was a clear message. So definitely. Okay. So I do want to, well, you posted something, but it's not showing it. Hang on. There it is. I do want to say thank you to everyone that got a reading tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys have a beautiful weekend. I will be back on Monday and Tuesday, I believe, to do the astrology for the new moon in Taurus. That's happening on the 19th, but there will be no ceremony on the 19th because I'm going to be doing a live ceremony in person at the retreat because this event is happening during our new moon. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry, I was like trying to find your comment. Yep. Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, it was very fast and clear. That's why I feel like it was like whoosh, lightning speed, just like that 8 of Wands. You're welcome. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Happy Mother's Day. Check out the half off sale. You can check out my booking page at channelforgrace.com, and my Etsy store is called Eagle Star Jewels. Everything on the Etsy store is half off right now. So go check it out. Have fun, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Sat Nam.